Hi everyone, I would like to welcome you to this edition, and I'm quite excited to demonstrate the .NET Unified SaaS Backend application. It's a complete production-ready SaaS framework with 7 integrated microservices, which we are going to display during the course of this lesson. The prerequisites for this application would be to ensure that you have the .NET framework installed on your computer. You can do so simply by checking that on your command line, and I will do that right away. And you should see the results. It should display version 8 or something higher if you do have that. Another prerequisite for this application is to, well, if you're Linux or Mac, and if you have WSL on your Windows, you really don't have to worry about this. But if you do, if you're on Windows and you want to make it easier for yourself, just like for me, I am using Git Bash, so you can download Git Bash and use it for the installation. I will try to make it a bit bigger so you can see clearly as I run the commands. Now we will check quickly to make sure that we do have a working bash on this console, and simply we can do that by running the git bash command, and as we can see, it does show that we have the bash version 5.2.3. Now that we have confirmed that we have everything that we need to proceed, uh, to use this application, first you must actually download the generate SaaS sh, the bash script, which is what actually installs the application on your device. Once you have that downloaded from GitHub Marketplace, you can save the file in any folder of your choice. As you can see, I have it saved in my ELF drive or disk, and I have the exact file right here. I also have it opened already in my VS Code so that I can see uh, exactly what it looks like. And if you have this file, you should have a generate SaaS.sh file, which actually installs the application that we are talking about here. So as a reminder, once you have this, you need to open your bash and you have to navigate to the folder where you have the generate SaaS.sh script, the bash script, and you can navigate there by simply using the cd command. And once you do that, you would be right in the very place where you can run the script. Since this is a bash script, you need to first chmod it to make it executable, and that you can do simply by using this command. Once that is done, you may now proceed with running the actual backend full backend generator, which is the generate SaaS.sh file, and you can simply run it from the bash command or the bash command prompt simply by pasting and running. I will open up the folder just so we can see what's happening while the script runs. I will also try to make this a bit bigger so that we can see exactly what's going on. I will also minimize the VS Code so that we can see what exactly is happening in the folder as we run this bash script. I will now hit enter and we'll wait to see what happens. So the bash script should install all the folders, all the files, and all the production ready scripts that we require to uh, make this backend application run. And once this is done, you will see instructions telling you what to do next. For the purpose of this presentation, I will not be going through the instructions, but the script is pretty clear and straightforward. It clearly shows you what to do, and it explains all that has been installed, plus the files or supporting files that can help you troubleshoot or even test the application to confirm that it works. As we can see, all our files are populated in this folder. I will now open VS Code, where we can also confirm that we do have all the files. Now, to run this application, we can do so simply by using the, if you're on Windows, you can do so right on Windows from your VS Code, which for me I believe is more convenient. And all you have to do is simply run this .ps1 file. And if you would like to do this manually, then you just have to follow all the steps that are written in here to set up the database and then proceed with building and running the app. But I would advise to simply use this script because it saves you a lot of time. We will proceed with that now. I would simply just want to mention that once you have completed running the generator, this is the exact folder structure that you should get. You should have the source files, the controllers, which manage the different microservices like payment, notification, subscription, authentication, audit, multi-tenant, and file storage. All these files are right in here, and we should be able to gain access to them in a moment. But right before I proceed with discussing that, I also want to mention that this file also has Docker included and the infrastructure all taken care of, as well as the microservices that I was talking about. And each of these microservices do have their controllers within them as well. In order to save us time, I will run the application so we can see how it works, and then proceed with actually testing the microservices, or rather the endpoints. Now running this bash, this Windows command uh, basically sets things up for us. It sets up the database, it creates initial migration of the database, it then helps with building the actual project and then starting up the development server. Do remember that in the development server we also have Stripe keys set up, but for production you will need to change the Stripe keys to an actual production Stripe key. And talking about databases, well, you will also need to uh, change the the settings in the app settings, the JSON file, where you should point the database to your production database provider. That being said, our application is running, and we can confirm that by simply visiting this page, and this should show us the Swagger UI, where we can either test the application if we choose to. As we can see here in the Swagger UI, we do have the audit logs, we have the authentication, we have the file storage, gateway. If you want to, we can do a quick health check just to confirm if everything is working, and that should give us the 200 OK healthy status. Now, to save us time in this video, I have prepared a test .http file which we can run through to uh, showcase all these endpoints, all these microservices, and actually confirm that they all work. The first one here would be the health check. I will try to close this so we can have more space to see the results. And basically, I will check to confirm that our services are live. I already did that in Swagger, but I'll do that again right here. And we should get the 200 OK healthy status as we see right here. The next thing that I will do is to try to create a tenant to confirm that the multi-tenancy works. I have a demo name here, demo cooperation, which I'll be using to create a tenant. And as we can see, that worked. We do have the tenant ID. Of course, from the UI, this would look absolutely different, but this confirms that everything works on the back end. The next thing we would do is to check the authentication to confirm that we are able to log in. We do have a mock user here, which we would test to confirm that actually login works. We can see clearly that we got the 200 OK with an access token. This access token can also be utilized for further checks. We also do have the refresh token, which we can also use to apart from other tests. Next on the list will be the subscription plans to view what because one of the microservices, as I mentioned, is also the subscription manager, and we will check to see what subscription plans we do have here, and we expect to see the basic, the pro, and the enterprise subscription with prices included. Bear in mind that these are all mock data which can be personalized for your own website, for your own service, uh, if you decide to use this product. Now, we can also test that people can actually subscribe to a certain subscription plan by simply testing the API endpoint that manages that. And that, as we can see, does work because we see that the status now says active for this our demo organization, and we can also see that they are now registered to the pro plan. The next thing I will test here on the list is to confirm that payments actually work. I mentioned earlier that we do have this test Stripe payment API key just for development purpose, but in production you will need to provide the production key. We will test payment now to confirm that we are actually able to receive payment. We should see a confirmation to show us that the payment was successful. We should see the amount, and we should also see the payment ID. We can use this payment ID, of course, in the UI for several other audit logs and other. We can also test several other endpoints within this application with this payment ID. The next on the list would be to confirm that we can actually send notifications. and we will be testing the email notification and to confirm that it works. And what we expect is a 200 OK with a notification ID and a confirmation that the notification was sent. As we can see here, we have the status sent. Now finally, we will also test the file storage, where we will mock a test file, a demo.txt file, which we will be posting, and we expect our database to save or store this file. Now you can see that that did work, because immediately after I sent this, we do have the uploaded files folder with the 200 OK status to confirm that indeed we got the file, and also the size of the file that was uploaded. And I believe the next would be the audit, which in this moment should be empty at this, because this is production. In this is development rather. In production, you can always build your audit logs from the UI. We will check to confirm that it works as well, and it should bring us an empty list to confirm that it works. As we can see, we do have everything set to 0, indicating that no audits have been performed yet. As I said earlier, this would be useful in production and can be configured via the UI. Last but not the least, to confirm that this actually works, is to check the payment history and see if we actually do have the payment we sent earlier in the history, and if we can retrieve it. As we can see, the payment ID is there. The amount that we sent earlier, which is $29 if I recollect, is there, the amount and the method of payment. This concludes testing this application and the microservices to confirm that they all work. To conclude, I would like to mention some points or some things that we do need to take note of. As a reminder, you can either run this application once after the first build with the Windows.ps1 file, run Windows.ps1 file, or you can follow the regular .NET package building procedure, .NET restore, .NET clean, .NET build. You also need to remember that to run the application, you need to set the environment to development in order for things to run smoothly for you. That being said, I did mention that for the database right now for development, we are using the SQL Server and also which you can use locally. You can also use SQLite or LocalDB for testing. However, for production, if you decide to use Azure, for example, you would need to adjust the app settings, the JSON for production, and also the app settings right here to point to the database that you would like to use. Another thing to remember here is that once you have updated the app settings, you also need to go to the main program, your entry program, the program.cs file, and adjust that portion as well. Here I have a quick summary of some databases that you can actually use to manage both authentication, storage, depending on what application you plan to integrate with this backend. You can use Supabase, Firebase, MongoDB, which all have free tier services for testing. CockroachDB appears to have a serverless free tier of 10 gigabytes, which you can also use for testing. And uh, as your data base grows larger, you can consider upgrading to the pro versions of these packages. In summary, today we tested the microservice, we confirmed, we tested the health, we created a new tenant, we confirmed that authentication works. We also did check subscription plans, we created subscription, we did process and retrieved payments, we sent notifications, uploaded files, and confirmed that all 7 microservices do work. If you do have questions, please feel free to leave a comment under this video, and I will be happy to assist you and also guide you with making sure that this application works for you. And also, if you have questions about how to integrate this application, which is a .NET software application, with other UIs, for example, if you're using React or you basically prefer Python, or maybe you're more into any other framework, this is designed to be a plug and play application which you can integrate into other languages without any barrier. And on this note, I would like to thank you for participating and for using this. Feel free to leave a review, and please watch out for my next videos where I'll be discussing the other applications that we will be rolling